Hey, it's me, Albert, with Two Tribes Primal Living,
And Nikki.
and we wanted to make a video today to help bushcrafters, off-gridders, homesteaders, even those guys wandering around in vans right now in Walmart parking lots, try to figure out immunity and how to build a strong immune system through this virus outbreak, and just general health in all around. I dabble with natural medicine and study and research the ways the body is designed and how it responds to natural medicine, food, herbal inputs. And I also dabble around with men's wellness and fitness. I'm a certified men's fitness coach, and
And me, I like the word dabble. I dabble in plant medicine as well, and am a certified health and wellness, master health and wellness coach, and fitness coach, and a nutrition coach and personal trainer. And I definitely specialize in women's health, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. So, that's kind of the background.
so we're not doctors. We just have
Nope.
a lot of common sense.
A
We
lot of knowledge.
we question everything, especially when it comes to our own bodies. And one of the things that people struggle with is understanding their own bodies, not because of they don't understand how they feel, or ouch, that hurts, or I don't feel good, or I just my emotions are off today, whatever. I'm talking about the actual functioning of the body, because things like that aren't taught in the education system, or they're not widely distributed through mainstream media. I think they are, but people take that stuff more as entertainment value from the shows like Dr. Oz and the Doctors, and in different shows that sometimes talk about natural medicine, but they always give the disclaimer that I'm about to give. We're not your doctors. We're not doctors. So if you're dying or you die, take this information as educational information. But what we wanted to start off with was things are really going south on the planet right now, with the economy and this virus and food shortages, and people buying up all the toilet paper still, and or back to buying it all again. Well, your wellness and your immune stability is going to play an important role in your evolution into whatever comes of this world. So what I wanted to talk about was building your immune system. It starts off with the basic um, um, makeup of a mammal. As mammals, human beings, primates, bats, and guinea pigs are four mammals that do not um, produce their own vitamin C, and we're going to get into that um, and talk about that. But the body is a very, very smart mechanism. Um, we all know that with these temperature checks going on right now, you're supposed to be at a 98.6 degrees. That's the temperature that your body naturally regulates at, is 98.6. Well, we also have another mechanism in our body that regulates the pH of our blood, and our blood runs naturally slightly alkaline at a 7.4, and the body will do whatever it needs to do to maintain that pH, that slightly base pH level. So let's take, for instance, the foods that we eat: meat, cheese, beer, um, grains, pasta, all these foods that we just indulge in that are acidic. So the body has to work to maintain that 7.4 slightly alkaline pH.
Junk food's in there too.
Yeah, junk food, chips, corn,
Yeah.
all these things, high fructose corn syrup, sweeteners, all these things, prescription medication, cigarettes, alcohol,
Soda.
soda waters, all these things that we as human beings have been directed to consume by advertisers is where we go wrong. Now let me explain what happens in an acidic environment. When the body is acidic, that's where virus lives, that's where bacteria lives, that's where fungus lives,
Cancer?
that's where cancer lives, that's where all the root causes of disease. And one of the things that I learned is when you die, when the electrical impulses cease to exist in your body goes acidic just like that, and it goes acidic to start the decomposition process. And a lot of people are walking around decomposing from the inside when they're still alive, and they don't understand why they have osteoporosis or why they have of all these degenerative diseases, brain disease, Alzheimer's, all these things that contribute to a highly acidic body, allergies, eczema, all these ailments that, you know, heartburn, things that we go to the pharmaceutical store, the Walgreens or CVS, whatever is in your area.
You're picking up some stuff off the shelf.
Yeah, and you're taking stuff off the
and
shelf because now you have a cold, now you have the sniffles, now you got a cough that goes on for 3 months.
So that increases the acidity when every time you take pills.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you take those pills, then you increase the acidic levels in your body, or the acidity in your body, and your body can't thrive on that blood makeup. So, you know, you never go to the doctor and they never say, hey, you're slightly acidic, or boy, look at you, your blood is acidic, because what that would involve is that would actually involve real medicine, which is going to be food, in eating alkaline foods that help your body to maintain that pH of 7.4. And you're talking about things like lemons, just drinking lemon. People say, well, lemon water, that's acidic. No, it's acidic going in, but what happens is the body breaks it down, and the way they find out the pH of a food is it's ash. It's simplest form. So the ash, you take a lemon, you burn it, and the ash is going to be alkaline. It's going to be very alkaline. So things like lemons, leafy greens,
beets,
fruits,
beets,
vegetables.
Beet powder, and I just read this the other day on the back of our container of beet powder. It is one of the quickest ways to alkalinize your body by a scoop of beet powder in a smoothie or in stew or whatever.
Yeah, greens. I mean, all your greens, your super greens. But
Kale.
you know, if you don't have access to those because you're on the road, or you're in an area where greens don't grow and lemons don't grow, apple cider vinegar, raw apple cider vinegar, a little splash of it in your water in the morning, and you not only do you start up your immune system, your digestive system, you also alkalinize your body, your blood's pH. So what happens is a lot of people will walk around and they'll drink alkaline water, and they'll do the apple cider vinegar in the morning, and they're eating all these green vegetables, and now you're too alkaline. And there's a problem with becoming too alkaline. Now that's where arthritis develops, that's where kidney stones develop, and gallbladder stones, and all kinds of issues that where now you have the body going, well, I have too much calcium, I have too much magnesium, I have too much phosphorus. What do I do with this stuff? So it starts depositing it in places that it doesn't belong. So
like joints.
Yeah, so you can literally overdo it. So, you know, the body is a smart mechanism. There's no sense to go and try. I need to be alkaline. That guy on YouTube said I need to be alkaline.
Would you say, though, if you're super duper acidic, what do you do to bring the body back into that homeostasis?
You introduce more alkalinity into what
So
comes
maybe
into your
fish,
mouth.
more green leafy
Yes.
vegetables.
So that doesn't mean you have to give up your bacon or your steaks or your potatoes or your pasta or anything like that.
Start drinking the alkaline
But
water.
it's the results of excess and deficiencies. all illnesses, all ailments, from obesity to high blood pressure to all the things that happen to us in this Western world with this Western diet. It's excesses and deficiencies, and that's one way you can just boost your immune system, because, like I said, disease does not live in an alkaline environment. It lives in an acidic environment. And Nikki's going to talk about the second component that has to do with overall immunity.
Yeah, it does, and it actually ties right into the blood. So we talk about the blood pH. Well, we also talk about the blood oxygen level. So there's several components to the blood oxygen level: physical fitness, cardiovascular fitness, metabolic conditioning, even things such as yoga practice or movements, stretching, dancing, walking, riding your bike, playing with the kids outside, throwing the ball. All of those increase the heart rate. They also improve the joints and things like that. So you have more movement, so you're more capable, you have less pain. But they increase the heart rate, which oxygenizes the blood. So you want oxygen in that blood. The more frequently you get outdoors, you get moving. And I'm not gonna say any specific exercise that any one person needs to do. There is such a plethora of exercises out there. But what I am going to say is that you get out, and I had a coach tell me one time when she was training me, sweat every day. Get outside and sweat every day, or get inside and sweat every day if you can't get outside, but sweat every day. Move every day. Do enough movement to create oxygenization.
And why is it so important to have oxygen-rich blood? The same reasons that alkalinity is so important is
disease grows in oxygen-deprived environments.
It multiplies. Viruses, bacteria, funguses, all these things multiply in
a deprived environment
of oxygen. So alkalinity and oxygen are.
So whenever you are moving and you're getting some physical activity, it's important to be able to breathe. So we go out, let's say we're sitting around, kind of like Albert was describing, you sit around, you don't do much of anything, you're eating acid-rich foods, if you will, and you're not moving. And then when you do get up and you go somewhere, now we're wearing this face mask that we can't talk or breathe, and it's reducing the amount of oxygen that we're getting. I'm not in any way suggesting don't wear a mask, but what I am suggesting is when you're outside, get a lot of time outside where you're in an oxygen-rich environment and move.
Get that heart rate up.
Get
respiration up,
which increases the amount of oxygen uptake that you will have over time. So if you've ever worked out, you've gone to your first fitness class, it doesn't matter which kind, and you work out and you're like, I think I'm gonna puke, I can't breathe. And then 9 months later, you're going to that class and that was a breeze. You're able to process more oxygen into the body and into the blood. And then your recovery time, instead of it took you 2 hours to recover and get your heart rate back down, now you're recovering in 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 minutes. So it's the same as adapting out here to low oxygen, which we have lower oxygen. So our cardiovascular conditioning needed to be enhanced, I guess. Yeah, upgraded, and it is now. Both of us can run around, and we have no problem breathing. But you bring people out here, so extremely important to get outside, to get movement, and to sweat every day.
Yeah, because with the richer, the more oxygen you have in your blood, the more oxygen that it can distribute to the organs, to the muscles,
all organs, tissues,
to everything that requires oxygen to function at its optimal range. And that's what we're talking about, is getting things to optimal levels, not just barely getting by.
If you're a researcher and you're somebody who's like, that just sounds sketchy or I don't get that, go out and look up the studies on how physical fitness and movement, muscle training, yoga, cardiovascular training, how it boosts your immunity. Go research. It's out there.
It's all out there.
Study after study after study.
We're not putting out groundbreaking information that was given to us by some fitness god or goddess. This is stuff that has been known for hundreds, thousands of years, and how the human being has evolved into what we are today. The 70 years, let's just take it back to the 50s, the 70 years of TV dinners and microwave foods and processed foods and canned foods and medications and all this stuff that has been developed over the last 70 years, which isn't even the lifespan of the average human being anymore. So all these electromagnetic fields and things, chemicals and preservatives and fungicides and herbicides and pesticides and all these asides that we put into our face are literally what is making us sick. So movement, exercise,
oxygen, and it is that I can't stress that enough. Oxygen, being able to breathe in. And there was he said something about hundreds of years ago, and I just want to kind of tie onto that. In doing some depression work that I did to help my clients get out of depression, some things they could do. They talked about our ancestors, and they talked about our ancestors, how they would wake up with the rising sun, and they would go to sleep when the sun went down. So you had healthy melatonin and serotonin levels because you were doing what you were intended to do, and that brings the entire body into homeostasis. But now we've got all these fake lights, these LED lights when you're sleeping, fluorescent lights. But when you're sleeping, you've got the blue light on the alarm clock, and the lights on your phone, and the light on the television,
and the one
light,
blinking on the router,
and the one blinking on the router, and the
with the Wi-Fi going through your entire brain.
Yes, and
disrupting electromagnetic currents.
That messes with your sleep. And so if your sleep is disturbed, even if it's small, you wake up a little bit at night. You are, anyway, we have way more problems with depression, immune compromised diseases, and things of that nature now than our ancestors had.
Stress is one of the things. Stress, depression, anxiety are also immune depressants. Those are chemical imbalances in the body, hormone levels that take the immune system down to
even if you are trying to
minimum operation levels. But movement, exercise, like I said, the body's a strong, smart mechanism. It is a smart mechanism. So one of the things that happens is when you don't move, is yes, your immune system is suppressed. But let's say you're living off grid, or you're living in the bush, and you're homesteading, or you're out wandering around, and you misstep and you break your ankle because your bones are weak. Your bones get weak because you're not strong. When the body's muscles are strong, that's how it knows to strengthen the bones. So that's going to fall into back to alkalinity. Are you getting enough calcium? Are you getting enough magnesium? Are you getting enough phosphorus? All these things that build the structure. So movement, strength training. Strength training,
yes. And I'm going to, that's very important, because as strength training coaches, it's important to have muscle mass. Muscle mass protects the bones.
It absolutely.
It protects the joints. It protects the tendons. It protects all of those structures in there. And so, yoga stretches that, and it's necessary. It's necessary, but strength training and building
your bones are only going to be as strong as your muscles, because the bones attach to the muscles attached to the bones, and the bones know, hey, this guy is flabby, he ain't got shit.
Right.
So what do we need strong bones for?
So it's just another reason.
Let's keep this dude alive because he's acidic. So your body will rob.
More muscle mass. You've got more surface area for oxygen.
Yeah.
More blood flow. More muscle mass. You've got an increased metabolism. I mean, there's so many benefits.
You've got a strong immune system.
A strong immune system.
When you have you've got a slightly base alkaline blood. You've got oxygen-rich body. You got strong muscles. You got strong bones.
Yes.
Where do you think all these blood, your bone marrow is where your red blood cells are produced, and all this stuff ties together.
Yes.
And a lot, people don't understand
It's
this.
like a protective web or netting that keeps you healthy.
It is this design. This body was designed to heal itself. It was designed to regenerate the sick and old, broken, damaged cells. But when you put crap and garbage into it, you're going to get crap and garbage out. So, you have to have strong bones when you're self-reliant. You have to have strong joints when you're self-reliant, and that's where this next step of immune boosting information is going to come from. Is going to tie it all together, because vitamin C is something that everybody knows that if you get a cold, or if you get the sniffles or a fever or something, people always run to the drugstore, and they'll pick up, what do you call those, emergencies?
Oh, the emergency packets. They start getting itchy nose, or I'm itching because she's over here making
or they'll
dust.
try to boost their immune system with echinacea and all these other homeopathic alternative
Which is
medicine.
not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
But you can avoid all that. I don't get sick. I can't remember the last time I was sick. But vitamin C, it took me a while to realize that I was being duped, and because I question everything, and I come to find out that I was being duped because I was taking vitamin C in high doses every day, high dosages of vitamin C every day, because I learned that the recommended daily allowance of vitamin C that the government put forth for our health is just enough to keep us from getting scurvy. How many people get scurvy nowadays? Nobody. And the reason scurvy occurred back in the pirate and exploring days was because the human body, along with, like I said, bats, primates, guinea pigs, and human beings, we do not produce our own vitamin C. It has to come from an external force. So, external source. It has to come from the food that we eat, or a supplement that we take, and
a raw supplement.
So, what are the importances of vitamin C? I'm going to get into the importances of vitamin C again. Strong immune system. It helps the immune system adapt and overcome viruses, bacteria, funguses, stuff like that. It regenerates tissue, soft tissue, joints, cartilage, muscles, skin, hair, fingernails, all these things that we know collagen plays a role in it as well too, but vitamin C is basically the building block that it needs to incorporate collagen.
It's necessary for broken bones.
Broken
it's necessary low back pain, things like that.
Yes, all strong muscles, everything is so dependent on vitamin C. So what are the contributing factors to vitamin C deprivation? Alcohol, cigarettes, smoking, pollution, chemicals in your food, processed food, flour, sugar, high fructose corn syrup, all these things that
chips, beer,
make your body
alcohol.
acidic.
Yeah.
So your vitamin C levels are depleted unless you're taking in massive amounts. In vitamin C, the information's out there, the research is out there, the studies are out there, the case studies are out there where vitamin C in high dosage is being used to treat cancer. So if vitamin C is this important, why aren't our doctors and why isn't the mainstream telling us, hey, you need to uptake your levels of vitamin C? And it's simple, because there's no money in vitamin C. That you can't create $1 billion corporation on vitamin C. So what ends up happening is you take vitamin C because you hear people talk about vitamin C, and what do? You go get the one on the shelf
that's chewable.
That's chewable. It tastes good. It's got sugar. It's got all kinds of yummy stuff in there.
Acidic.
Or the gummies. But the thing about vitamin C is it's supplemented with ascorbic acid, and ascorbic acid is I like to explain it as the eggshell. So you got the illusion of an egg, and then you crack that shell and there's nothing in there. But if you eat the eggshell, you're going to get some of the benefits of the egg.
You get a little calcium.
You'll get some calcium, but you're not getting the protein and the good fats, the cholesterol, the healthy fats that an egg provides. And that's the same thing with vitamin C. When you take an ascorbic acid supplement, you're only getting part of the compound. So the way you're going to supplement vitamin C intake is the way you keep your body alkaline. You're going to eat fruits and vegetables that are enriched with whole vitamin C.
So mangoes are the number one. And I like to say, I think that's important. Mangoes are the number one fruit/vegetable for vitamin C. Peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, orange peppers, they're available, they're inexpensive, and they are a fabulous source. Oranges are way down on the list, so when you go get an orange, you're getting a lower amount.
And so, you know, like I said, not everybody knows this, but vitamin C. See, around here we got natural, or what do you call them? Wild roses.
Wild roses.
Rose hips is going to be one of the supplements that you find out there. If you find a supplement with rose hips in it, that's going to be an excellent form of vitamin C. We have that stuff growing out here.
If you have a rose garden and you are an organic gardener, your rose hips, they're the big red balls that stay on after the rose dies and you don't deadhead it. And you can go online and do research on that, but they are packed
full of vitamin C. We have it growing wild out here, so we'll be collecting that stuff. But just understand that vitamin C is so vital to the body. Studies and research and case studies and all this other stuff out there, the information that is just out there.
It's the immunity king.
Have proven that vitamin C is why people are having heart attacks. Why vitamin C. The lack of vitamin C is why people are having strokes. They're stroking out because their arteries are clogged. And one of the things that I learned about vitamin C is when you get the hardening of the arteries or you get cracks in the artery, the body's a smart mechanism. It does what it's designed to do. So it'll take that cholesterol and it'll take that
it's like spackling.
Plaque and it'll that plaque and it'll put it's
like
spackling. It'll spackle up for the times of hardship, and it'll put that there for a temporary fix until it gets the amounts of vitamin C's that it needs to come back and do the actual repair work.
But if you're not giving it vitamin C.
You're not giving it because you're eating cake and you're eating cookies and your donuts and your coffee and your Cokes and your alcohol and your wine, guess what?
Imbalance.
Now you got artery blockage and you got these cracks in your arteries that are being filled with spackle that shouldn't be there.
High blood pressure.
And boom,
heart.
And
issue.
Boom, you're stroking out, and it could all be avoided with just a little bit of basic ancient information.
Right.
We're not talking about cutting edge technology where we're going to go in there, we're going to stick a balloon in your artery and expand it. We're talking about self maintenance. You rotate the tires in your car. You change the oil in your car. What about you? You know, that is one of the things. Alkalinize your body. Get it oxygen rich.
Yes.
Move that damn thing.
Yes.
And give it some vitamin C.
So if you wanted to do a supplement, what kind? Because we haven't discussed that. But what kind would someone be able to purchase if they needed a supplement?
A supplement, raw organic apple cider vinegar and raw vitamin C. That is, and movement and oxygen. Go breathe. Go outside. Take the mask off. If you're spending excessive amount of time at work with a mask on or
don't
standing in line,
with it on, please.
Yeah, and don't drive with this stupid thing on.
You're in a confined space.
There's no reason. So
an oxygen-deprived space with oxygen.
We're not talking to the idiots. We're talking to the people who have some neurons left, some thinking processes. Those people can go pass out and run into a tree, for all I care.
Oxygen deprived.
From being oxygen deprived. But this conversation is to the people who have neurons that are firing, going, something's not right. And they're planning for their future.
They're wanting to boost their
immune system. They're wanting to boost their immune system. They're wanting to strengthen their bodies. They want to maintain their capabilities. So that's who this conversation is for. The people who think that taking a Tums because they got heartburn is the answer to all their problems, then they're going to keep taking that stuff. You can't change their minds. But that was another one of the benefits of apple cider vinegar was if you got heartburn, just take a little bit of apple cider vinegar and it'll mellow that stuff out real quick.
Yeah.
But like I said, this conversation that we're having is to the like-minded people who are out there who are trying to become self-reliant, self-sustaining, and not depend on the system, because that system is falling apart right now. That system is failing. But anything else you want to add?
No, my biggest thing is get outside, get sunshine. Vitamin D from the sun is super important for immune boosting properties.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it comes from nature. You don't have to take anything. It's right there available to you. Just get outside, get moving, sweat every day.
yeah. So to wrap it all up,
drink plenty of water.
Water, yeah. I mean, that should be a no-brainer.
Thins the blood out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want your blood moving through you like darn gravy. You want some, but you know that's all. If you're eating good food and you're treating your body right, all that stuff is going to fall into line. You're gonna be you're gonna have vitality. You're gonna have
which is
energy.
wellness. Vitality is wellness.
Yeah, it's the balance. Yeah. It's not. You know, and this video also isn't for you to go and get your bikini body back, because when shit hits the fan, who cares about your bikini body? It's just about keeping that body capable, keeping that body moving, keeping it from getting sick.
Keeping it well.
Keeping it from getting injured. So
health, health is the absence of sickness.
Disease.
Disease.
That means there's something screwed up in your system.
So we want to be healthy. You can't be on medications and be healthy.
Yeah, and that's, you know, when things really go south, you know,
lose your medications.
What access are you going to have to medications? Yeah. You know, I think about these guys on their CPAP machines. And you know, I used to be on a CPAP machine because I used to be probably about 40 pounds heavier, and all I did was have to lose some weight, and I didn't have to be on a CPAP machine no more. So I was like, oh.
So what if you can't get access to that?
So I was too fat to sleep, and that's it literally comes down to that. It's that basic.
Yeah.
You're too fat to sleep. So you know, and this thing does not click in the minds of people who are closed-minded and who are, my doctor said I need this, and I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. And you know what? What happens when you don't have electricity for your CPAP machine?
Or your medications.
And now you're not getting any sleep because you can't sleep, and guess what? You become compromised. Your immune system, your immunity just drops. But
so get alkaline.
Yeah, get alkaline.
Oxygen.
Movement.
Movement. And vitamin C.
Vitamin C. Jeez, give your body what it needs.
Actually, we should have said that backwards. Give vitamin C.
Yeah. So
then alkaline.
Who cares? Just stop putting garbage. The other thing, and that was the other thing we discussed, was the preppers. What do most preppers
oh my God,
set aside?
Spam and Vienna sausages, and I mean trash, acidic food.
Highly processed foods with preservatives in them.
Because of the calorie content.
Calorie content is
and
important.
The price.
Calorie content is very important because you have to have calories.
So do you have canned vegetables in your preps?
You know,
and I'm talking organic, like we do organic canned vegetables, yes?
Yeah, well, we've been prepping for a while, so we were able to do that. Now it's almost to the point where you got to get what you can get.
Yeah.
And if you can get vitamin C and you get apple cider vinegar, buy jugs of that stuff.
Yeah. We had
to
do that.
You know, all the stuff, all the prepper food is highly acidic. It's refined carbs and sugars and additives and preservatives and emulsifiers and stabilizers and all this stuff that gives it the shelf life that it has.
Right.
So it's important to have calories, like she said. Yep. You have to have the calories, but you don't just survive off of calories. You need nutrients too, nutrient-rich foods.
Green powders. If you can access green powders,
yep,
you can get. I mean, you can get them at some of the department store, massive shop places.
Big box stores.
Yeah, big box stores.
I mean, just get you some green stuff, some super greens, some chlorophyll, some wheatgrass powder.
Those go great into preps.
Anything that you could just stick in there that, hey, I'm starting to feel a little sick, and start changing the pH of your blood, start changing the amount of oxygen you take in, and like I said, just get strong, be as strong as you can.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do it for you, and the doctors aren't going to tell you that this is important, vital stuff, especially in these times, because there are so many agendas that are trying to move forward and to control us. And any of you all who are out there living alternative lifestyles, some of y'all have been doing it for years. Some of y'all are new to it, and y'all are doing it to get away from the systems and the failing systems. But this information is going to keep you healthy. It's going to keep you strong, and it's going to keep you evolving with the new world that is coming, because
You don't need a broken bone or surgery.
yeah, this is not a time to be breaking bones.
No.
I just saw that all elective surgeries are off the table in some states right now. So, you break a bone, it doesn't set right out in the wild. Guess what? You're a gimp for the rest of your life. So keep those bones strong, keep the immune system strong, keep the oxygen flowing into you. Like she said, don't drive around with your mask on in your car. But we're going to leave it there.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, or if you have any input
Drop a comment.
on what we're saying, if you have anything that we missed, or any other suggestions for anybody out there.
Immune boosting suggestions, or even prepping suggestions
Yeah.
for people, drop a comment.
Yeah, and be happy. Try to be happy, because happiness is good for the immune system
That comes
too.
from within. You can't get that anywhere else from within. So subscribe to our channel, like this video, and if you want to be on our list to receive updates, just click that notification bell.
All right. Take care. Be
Bye.
well.
Be well.
Be safe.
Yes.
Take care.